Hello, welcome to the Indie Ocean. This is Ogre's Phantasm Sword Quest. Well, I'm not entirely sure about the way I emphasised that. Is it Ogre's Phantasm Sword Quest? Or is it Ogre's Phantasm Sword Quest? Or is it Ogre's Phantasm Sword Quest? I don't know. I don't know what the title is meant to be, and there's absolutely no plot whatsoever, so there's no way of guessing. But enough of that rumination on the construction of the title. Let's plunge into the game so you can see what it's all about. It's basically a succession of giant boss battles, as you'll see. I'm up to level 4, which might not seem very far. I reckon this is going to be the full game here, probably 8 or 9 levels. So I'm probably about halfway through, a bit less than halfway through, but it is surprisingly tough. And we also have this shop down here, where you buy, as far as I can tell, just upgrades for your sword, and they're all ridiculously expensive, except the ones we already own, which we can re-equip for 10 gold each, which is basically nothing. So I started off with this sort of Cloud Buster sword style thing, and then I upgraded it to the Salmon Baker, which is this red scimitar thing, which we will see in due course. One thing that's important to notice here is you can redo levels, and I've done that a few times to grind for gold. I think probably the best level to show you to give you an idea of what the game's about is level 2, Lightning Village. So, yeah, this basically gives you a little preview of what you're going to be up against in each level. In this one, it's this giant sort of bull dog creature. Something about it reminds me a little bit of the monster sidekick thing from Margin and the Forsaken Kingdom, if you've ever played that. Which you probably haven't, but it's a good game. I'd advise it. Anyway, here we go. Got our sword out. And we're this girl who is, for some reason, destroying a load of beasties. Watch out for the... There it is. There's the big cow boss thing. There are actually 2 bosses on this level. One of them is a repeat of the boss from level 1, this giant ogre bugger here. Now, you'll notice, if we can get close enough... Oh, yeah, he has a load of minions around as well, that you can kill fairly easily for money. We got a little bit of frame chug there. That doesn't usually happen, oddly enough. Always when you're recording. Yeah, we can get money and occasionally health potions and things from these minions. But, well, if you notice, we can hit this guy, but we only did 4 damage. It's not enough. Oh, he took a hit there. Because he's being protected by his helmet. And this is true of all the bosses I've fought so far, so you have to get high enough to be able to smack him on the head. But first, let's deal with the cow, since he's the bigger problem. He can actually one-hit us, which is a serious issue. And because I've upgraded to the second sword, the second available sword, I actually inflict a lot more damage. 250% damage over the starting weapon. Alright, so the cow's charged off the map, but let's get up here. We need to land on his head if we get the opportunity. Or on his back. Here we go. Ugh. And if we... Oh, missed it. Shite. Come on. There we go. You can, if you're a little bit skillful and a little bit lucky, sort of pogo on the tops of these bosses. And with all the bosses I've fought so far, the key is to break their defences. With the ogre guy, it's his helmet, and you pound that until it gets shattered. With this cow thing, it's his horns. It serves a similar purpose. So you just pogo on him like this. If you're good, like me, pro, come on, almost there. Ugh. I'm down to almost no health. So he managed to clip me a couple of times. But felled him. So quickly grab some gold and stuff. It might be worth killing a couple of minions in the hope of getting some health. Actually, maybe these crates will contain health. Sometimes you can bust through bits of the landscape as well. The bosses definitely can, and sometimes young Momo here can do the same thing. Get back. You have basically 2 types of attack. You have this basic horizontal swing, like this. But you also have this slightly delayed vertical swing, like that, which is better for attacking groups. But when you're jumping on people's heads, it doesn't matter either way. You can also jump on those guys. One of the other things that's important to remark on when you're looking at this is if you have trouble getting up on bits of landscape to get high enough to jump on the bosses, you can actually bounce off normal enemies. It's a bit awkward because the jumping controls are a little clunky, and that's my main criticism about this game. It can be like that. For a game that's so dependent on being able to jump around, it's actually quite difficult to do with any precision. Now, when I originally played this game a few months ago when it first came out, there's a health potion. When it first came out, there were problems with the difficulty, there were problems with the chugging frame rate. You've noticed a couple of moments of frame rate chug already, no doubt. It was a lot worse than that before, and that is actually the first frame rate chug I've seen in the last few days as I've been playing this. Anyway, enough waffle. Let's see if we can take down this ogre bugger. Alright. He seems to be stuck on a bit of landscape. Could be good for us. Stay away, stay away. Even though I've completed this level several times in my money grinding hijinks, oh no, missed, get away, get away! It still has plenty of potential to actually do me in if I'm not careful. See, he very nearly hit me there. Come on, bounce, bounce. Here we go. Yes! Now pogo! Pogo like you've never pogoed before, at least since yesterday. There we go. Down he goes. Grab this last bit of cash, and it's all over. Stage clear. And we've got up to 271,000 gold. You might think that's a lot of gold, but when you compare it to how much the items cost, it's not really that much. Bear in mind also that when you get killed in a level, you lose quite a lot of gold. You don't have lives, it all comes out of your money. So it can be surprisingly difficult to accumulate cash. Anyway, let's have a look at one of the others. Let's have a look at level 3, Poison Frog City. This is one I only just managed to pass by the skin of my teeth when I was playing. Because as you might be able to guess from this loading screen here, the floor is no longer the floor. You can still walk on it, and at times you might have to in order to get around the map. But as the name Poison Frog might suggest, the water will actually damage you. So you have to try and bounce from... Oh no, missed. Bounce on him. Up there. Yes, just barely. And then again try to fell the bosses. And they tend to dodge out of the way a bit more than on other levels. Plus, because there are two of them standing so close together, one can hit you while you're pogoing on his friend. So you need to be very careful. And there we go, got headbutted and killed. So anyway, this has been Ogre's Phantasm Sword Quest. It's 240 Microsoft points, which is steeper than the average Xbox Live indie game, but that's still only, what, £3? That's a ridiculously cheap game, and as you've probably seen, the presentation is very good for an Xbox Live indie game, and even for an indie game in general. And it does offer a playing experience that's unlike most other things. Maybe it resembles something like Shadow of the Colossus, but for the most part it's different to other things you'll find. So on that basis alone, I would recommend at least giving it a try. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll put a link down below, as usual, to the place where you can buy and demo the game. So, until next time, bye for now.